horror fans and horror geeks, welcome to the Chop Block, the only block where the horror community can come together to sit back, relax, and enjoy the genre. I'm your host, Ashton Austin, and I hope you'll chill with me as I dive into cinema's most unique genre, providing screams and scares for decades. So to all my final boys and of course my final girls, grab your coat hangers, grab your knives, and of course your guns. Because I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you're next on the Chop Block. Welcome back to the Chop Block. I'm your host, Ashton Austin, and we're hopping right back into Halloween Reddit to read some more sequel ideas. We did take a break last week. All Ashton Austin TV channel networks and series did take a break last week. You can expect those about once a month. It's just a nice wind down period so we can be ready to give you guys an awesome June. But that's enough said over there. Let's go ahead and get right into the sequel ideas. Our first comment is coming from our good pal, Generic Movie Villain. If you don't know Generic Movie Villain, well, go back and look at the last video, come back, look at this one, and I bet you'll know Generic Movie Villain. The comment reads as follows. As far as pure Halloween carnage goes, Halloween Kills is the best sequel I've been waiting for. That being said, I would still love to catch up with Paul Rudd's Tommy Doyle and explore the Room timeline a little more. With as big as a mess as it was, The Revenge of Michael Myers has some of the best build-up atmosphere, and I love the mystery of the Men in Black, even though it was a garbage reveal. It was a terrible reveal. I would love to see a retcon of Halloween 6 where Dr. Death is reinstated and he's the one who marked Michael with Thorn, and the Man in Black is the one who seeks out those who've been marked. The Court of Thorn would not be the explanation of Michael, but more seeing a kindred spirit in him and wanting him to be a part of them. Okay, it's a lot going on in this sequel idea. Not a bad thing at all, just a lot going on in this sequel idea. Okay, the return of Paul Rudd's Tommy Doyle, that would help. That would bring some star power, that would help. So sorry, my fan fell over. Paul Rudd's Tommy Doyle's return would definitely help with some commercial things. I don't think it would help as far as the quality of the movie, but it would help with some commercial things. I don't know if I want to see Dr. Death reinstated. Yeah, I don't know if I want to see the Man in Black back. I think what happened to these Halloween movies as they went on, the further they went on, is it's Halloween. It's Michael Myers chasing babysitters, or chasing Laurie Strode, or chasing Jamie Lloyd, or going after his nephew now being hidden and protected by Paul Rudd's Tommy Doyle. Or it's Loomis versus Halloween. The point I'm trying to make here is the Halloween films cannot become too cluttered. And that is what we see when we see these films that aren't responded with well. They can't become too cluttered. Halloween Ends, it was cluttered. Why was it cluttered? Because we had all these character-driven stories, which I really enjoyed, and we had Corey Cunningham not even sharing the villain spotlight with Michael, but just about taking almost all of it up into the third act. Did I have an issue with that? There were some things you could have did to make the pacing better, make the film a bit more entertaining, because it's still a horror film. Even though you're trying to tell a character-driven story, still a horror flick. But did I mind Corey Cunningham's story? No, I did not. I enjoy character-driven plots. But here's the thing about the Halloween film. Dr. Death, the Man in Black, Corey Cunningham. These people have said it, the people have spoken, the critics have spoken. The best Halloween films include Michael Myers and Michael Myers only. We like Michael on his own. Michael is a lone wolf. We don't want to see Michael teamed up with people. Or, have people in cahoots or have people helping him out. It's just, it takes away the effect of a Halloween film for me personally, Now, you got used to it in Chucky. Heck, it's coming in Scream, But Halloween, nah, that's all Michael and only Michael. It can only be one killer in Halloween, and it needs to be Michael Myers at all times. It needs to be Michael Myers at all times. I say that again because just this franchise as a whole really lives and dies on the back of how they treat the Michael Myers character and where exactly the Michael Myers character is going. Okay. So, they have got to do Michael justice at all times. So, I don't know if I would go with this idea per se. I did enjoy Halloween Kills as well. You know, I like your generic movie villain. I'm going to give you an upvote. But I don't know if that's the idea I would go with. But a pretty good, a pretty decent idea. I mean, it intrigues me for sure, generic movie villain. I'm not totally against it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Our next comment comes from a deleted Reddit user. Reddit user deleted said, "Forget Michael being human. The body of Michael Myers fully died in Halloween 2. All that remains is the shape. After burning to death, the spirit inhabited his body still remains in Haddonfield and manifests every mid to late October. The shape doesn't attack every year. He mostly watches, stares, and stalks. He spreads fear without needing to kill, but every few 7 to 8 years, he goes off manifesting in a physical sense and does what he does best. The shape is not a person, but rather the fear and superstition itself of the town itself taking form." And I did read that exactly the way it was written. The shape is that weird face you think you see in the shadows of your room at night when you stare in them for too long. So that doesn't just happen to me. Okay, because I do be laying in the bed and I look at the closet and I be like, is that a coat or is this my last, or am I finna have to fight, for my life, So yeah, I see where you're going at. I see where you're going at. Where are we at? Okay. The shape is every boogeyman your parents tells you about to go to sleep. The shape is powered by Haddonfield and the Halloween holiday itself. By the spirit and legacy of Salmon. Okay, so we have the haunting of Michael Myers, basically, where the human is gone and it's just the shape. It's just the shape. I don't know. There are principles to the Halloween franchise, and there are strict principles that are gone through, especially on John Carpenter's end. Carpenter wanted a human being. He wanted a regular guy. Heck, when Michael's mask came off, Michael could even be considered good looking. But here you are with a regular, good looking guy. And he has this unreal strength, this unreal stealthiness to himself, just this unreal everything about himself. And this expressionless mask. And this robotic walk. And he's just on the killing spree. He's just on a killing spree. And that's what makes it scarier, is that he's like me, right? He's like me, because in many horror movies, villains are not like their survivors. You've got Jason, Freddy, Chucky, Pinhead. All I'm trying to say is, though, villains are not like their survivors. And I think that'll take away from the story, and most importantly, the character, if we do get this, creepy ghost Michael. I think that will definitely take away, but I do think that will definitely take away from the character. So, I don't know about Ghost Michael, I don't, but it's a possibility. But I say again, I don't know about Ghost Michael because, again, I think that human aspect of him makes him really, really scary. Even if they don't follow the rules of humans, being shot all the times he's been shot, and stabbed and stabbed and stabbed and beaten and beaten and beaten. But you know, they kind of did follow the rules and ends just a little bit, I mean. But people didn't seem to like that. So yeah, that is probably one of the trickiest things when making or writing a Halloween movie is, how am I going to balance, right? How am I going to balance? I'm sorry. But yes, how am I going to balance the fine line between humanity and supernatural? There's a fine line that has to happen. Is he a human? Is he not a human? Let us know now. There's a fine line, and balancing that is crucial to making a good Halloween sequel, if you ask me. So, we don't know, and to many people's credit, many people have tried, many people have failed. Blumhouse, they tried, and it was not responded to well. I think Blumhouse, after giving us just such a kick-ass performance in Halloween Kills from Michael Myers himself, I won't talk about the film as a whole. I know it has controversial reviews, but nobody can deny it was one of his greatest outings. And to give us that kick-ass performance, and then of course he got his ass kicked, but it was just like, okay, so is he coming back stronger, right? Because after he got beat up by the mob, after the beat up is when he executed the mob, and of course Karen later on in his home. So is he coming back better and stronger, right? Is he coming back better or stronger? Or, right? Is he coming back to what we got? Everybody expected better and stronger because Laurie went on her monologue to say the more he kills, the more he transcends. And after killing all of them, we thought he's good now. Because we gotta think about it. It was 2018's Halloween night, right? It was 2018's Halloween night, and Michael had at least killed over 40 people, if not over 50 people. So he should have had himself enough energy. Because I don't know who the other killers is, or whatever the power was he had, or however the evil power works. I don't know who the other killers were, but 50-something people same night? He should be good, even for the 4-year time jump we took in Halloween Ends. He should have still had plenty of power. And the fact that he didn't, and he had to be pushed aside, and Corey Cunningham had to come in, I think that is what bothered fans, because it ruins the continuity of what you're doing in this universe and in this timeline. So yes, the shape being not a person, but fear and superstition itself, and physically every now and again he go ahead and manifest to kill a couple of people. It could work, it may not work. It just all depends on how you execute the story. That is a story you have to take time on. See? Reddit user He's So Jam Zero said, either a sequel to Halloween Resurrection connecting the Thorn timeline with the H20 timeline and bringing a conclusion to the original series, or the probably more popular idea, making a standalone sequel that will treat Michael like an urban legend where kids will sit around on Halloween and tell the story of Haddonfield slasher called Michael Myers, who killed his sister in the age of 6. They will tell rumors about him, that he might be burned alive on a hospital explosion or shot by an angry mob of police officers. Some will tell that he got the way he is because of an antic curse. Others will say he got that way because of a white trash family. I see what you're doing. There will be rumors that he got beheaded by his other sister in California. Other stories will tell that he was in Smith Grove his entire life, broke out on a bus crash, started killing again, and some crazy granny killed him by using her house as a trap. But no one knows the truth. We will see Judith's grave in the movie, so we can assume the part where he killed his sister is true, and the rest is your head canon. Okay, let me make myself a little bigger for y'all. Pause. I just didn't want to block out some of the words, but I do want y'all to be able to see me now. Alright. Urban legend Michael. Wow. This is a rare, like I say, Halloween is just one of those very important franchises in horror, and any way you go about it, you just have to you have to always be thinking when it comes to the Halloween franchise. You've really got to go about things correctly, especially when you want to dive into this type of lore in this franchise itself. Urban legend Michael Myers. Is this a movie idea? I don't know if this could be like a film. I don't see it being a film. You could definitely make a TV show, but once you go urban legend, right? Once you go urban legend, you have now given yourself. Let me see. Do I have a piece of paper, right? In that circle, that is Michael. Here we have 878. All right, so it's a straight line from there, right? Looks easy enough right now. I know I could have made that look much better. I just chose not to. Leave me alone. But now here's where it gets tricky. And then we have. Okay, so now we have only spawning from Halloween 2, H2O, and Resurrection. But remember, in this same series, we're mentioning 4, 5, and 6. So now the key in your writing, because you can't just let it be a legend. He's got to be alive. It's all got to correlate if we're all going to bring it up. Because I would assume this would be in the form of a television show. And I mean, we could go anthology like American Horror Series, but that just wouldn't last with Michael Myers. It would ruin the character, it would ruin the IP, and it'd surely kill the franchise. No offense to your idea at all. Okay, so after that, so far we have Myers. We have 78, his first outing. Because right now he's just an idea. He makes it to the screen. He makes it to the screen again. 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 After that, he makes it to the screen again. He makes it to the screen again. See how cluttered it's getting? Now we have Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. We also have Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 with the horse and all of that. Now, here's another thing that we could add in, because it's all got to correlate. You know what else we could add in? Watch this, right? Watch this. Watch this, right? Right? Y'all see that? Because it's going to have to correlate, right? And then before we're even done with the Michael Myers, then we have to do this. You see that? So now we've got this one connecting, then we've got this one connecting, excuse me. Then we've got this one connecting, and then we've got this one. So now the key is I've got to figure out a way, right? Because it's all Michael Myers, because it's an urban legend, which means he is the center. We have different timelines involving him. How do we correlate them? Oh yeah, let's not forget Laurie Strode is in Rob Zombie's timeline. Laurie Strode is in H40's timeline. Laurie Strode is in OG timeline. OG timeline, she's dead. In some. She's dead in the OG timeline, but she's still alive in the H40 timeline, which does lead back to the first Halloween. But she's also alive in Rob Zombie's remakes, but she's also alive in that original timeline again if you go to the H20. But then she died in Resurrection, but do we want to keep Resurrection? That's all it's about. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. It's about just too much. Too much. That's the point I was trying to make in that example. That is the point I was trying to make in that example, is that it's too much. It's too much. It is too much. Reddit user Deleted said in his comment, I love the idea and premise, but how would it not just be a clip show? That's what I'm asking. And he so jam responded, the one that treats Michael as an urban legend, well, it is just a basic concept idea. Didn't put much thought for the entire plot yet. It sounds similar in concept to the scrapped Halloween 4 film, which was set in a drive-in theater. Yeah. So yeah. Again, the urban legend Michael, I'm not opposed. Well, I kind of am opposed But it just takes long work. Anything can happen. We always promote empowering creativity here. Anything can happen if you give it a shot. So I am not opposed to this person giving a shot to trying to write this or putting more plot together, or them trying to do that in the future, because anything can happen. You just got to give it a shot, and you got to know what you're doing. But yeah, that urban legend, Michael, that stuff is way harder than you think to try to get all these, because the problem with the Halloween franchise is we have too many of the same characters in different contexts, because then we also have to include Loomis. But do we have Rob Zombie's Loomis and Loomis? Then we got to explain to these guys, and it's just really sending us out of the realm of standard slasher movies. It's sending us into a whole nother realm which we do not want to be in. I thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'm going to see you guys next time on the Chop Block. But you're next on the Chop Block.